Hey guys, so for today I actually have a review video for you guys. I feel like I haven't reviewed a product in a while. So I actually wanted to review the brand new Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. When this first came out on Sephora, I literally went cray and I went ahead and purchased it in store as soon as it hit a location near me. And I have just been literally loving it ever since. I had to review it for you guys because ever since I've been using it and mentioning it in my videos on my Instagram, you guys have been literally asking me all these questions like, is it better than ABH contour kit? Is it worth it? Should I buy it? This video is for you if you've been asking those questions. I'm not going to do, well, I originally actually filmed an entire contour kit like comparison video where I reviewed this one, but then I compared it to other contour kits that I own. But I actually didn't end up uploading it because I just didn't like it. I actually felt like I should just do a review on this palette since this is obviously my fave. And then at the end of this video, I am going to compare it to the infamous Anastasia contour kit and kind of just give my thoughts and my little wrap-up answer to the question, which should I buy? So this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is what it looks when you actually open it. You get this gorgeous, beautiful mirror, like huge mirror, and you get 3 highlight shades, 3 contour shades, and then on the back, something that I really love is you actually get the names of all the products right behind it. So that's really great and convenient for someone who's like a beauty blogger or beauty vlogger and really has to just name the names of the products they're using. It's really convenient to just have the names right there. As far as the packaging goes of this product, I absolutely love the packaging. I think it is just super sleek. A lot of people thought that the packaging is just really big and not travel friendly, but I actually disagree. I think this is super travel friendly because of its sleekness. You can actually, and I've done it before, you can actually literally just sneak this right on the side or the back of your makeup bag, and it just fits right there. It's not chunky or bulky and takes up that much room, so it really just slides at the end of any bag. I mean, it's not my favorite packaging, like the style of it, but it's her style and I think it's okay, it's cute. I also like that you get huge contour shades, like you get some huge pans here. The only thing that some people might not like is that you can't like take these out and buy new refills. You have to kind of buy the whole product on its own. But let's talk about the actual product. Like, let's talk about why I love it, what it does. These powders are so beautiful, like so pigmented. They are probably the best formula of powder. Any powder, like eyeshadows, foundation, powder foundation, powder, pressed powders, like any powder that I've ever worked with, these are my favorite formula for powders that I've like in my entire life. The formula is amazing. They're so buttery, so pigmented, so creamy. The only thing about them that some people might not like is that they're very powdery. But the reason why they're powdery is because they're just so buttery, so creamy, so pigmented. So as you guys can tell, my palette's a little messy. And that's because when you do put your brush in it, I'm going to show you guys just so you can see. When you do put your brush in it or your finger or anything, the product just like almost falls apart. So it does get very powdery. Like, you see how that's very, oh my god, my desk is a mess. But you see how like that's a very powdery? That is because it's just so pigmented and really creamy. But I personally find if you're just kind of careful and not as messy with it, you can kind of control that a little bit. But they blend beautifully on the face. Like, they blend so beautifully. What I also like about this palette is it's so versatile. I feel like light skins and darker skin tones can wear this because you have this beautiful chocolate deep shade right here. I find that all the shades in the contour, out of the contours, are very cool. The only shade that pulls a tiny bit warm would be the middle shade, but I find that it's actually more neutral than anything. But this one is a little bit warmer, so it's great for those tan shades, tan skin tones, that like a little bit of a warmer contour. And then you also get this extremely cool tone contour. Let's talk about this cool tone contour right now. This one is actually the shade Subconscious. What I love about this is that it is not muddy looking. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn. Like, that shade is beautiful, 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 beautiful shade. But have you ever used too much of it? If you've ever used too much of it, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. It literally will look like a green dirt on your face, like a green gray piece of dirt on your face. Fawn is a color you cannot put too much of. You gotta really be careful that you don't put too much of it on. This doesn't happen with this cool tone contour shade. Because this cool tone contour shade is more taupe than it is gray, it doesn't ever get muddy or green or cement, dirt, muddy looking. Whereas the fawn is more gray than taupe. But this contour shade is absolutely amazing. I'm actually wearing both of these shades on my face right now, as well as the middle banana shade. The banana shade is actually called Lyric. And it's this, literally it's the most beautiful banana shade I have ever tried and used in my entire life. It's actually lighter, it's more of a paler pink, or sorry, it's more of a paler yellow than something like the banana shade from ABH, but it sets the under eye so beautifully. Some of you guys, if you're extremely fair, you might be thinking, well, what's the point of paying all that money if I'm not really gonna get use out of these shades, right? But I actually have been using these shades for eyeshadows, so you do get use out of it. This peach shade looks beautiful all over the lid, and this dark chocolate shade looks beautiful smoked under the lower lash line or in the crease. Another thing that I do have to say is Nicole Guerrero mentioned this, and I do really agree with her. She mentioned that she doesn't really like the under eye setting powders for setting the concealer, just because they are so pigmented. They can get slightly cakey. And they don't get cakey if you don't put too much on, but they can get cakey real quick. What I also mean by that is if you're putting them straight, like if you're putting on concealer and then you're taking this and putting it straight on, it's not the best for anti-creasing. So if you are a little bit older, or maybe you have a lot of creases underneath your eye, then I don't recommend you using this as a setting powder. Just use it as a brightening powder. Use the same powder you use to set your foundation all over your face underneath your eye as well, and then go in with this one and set the under eye with it to kind of help brighten. That's what I did in my newest tutorial you guys already seen. So check out my last tutorial and you'll see what I did there. But yeah, like if you have a problem with a lot of creasing, I wouldn't suggest to use this right after concealer. I would suggest to use your favorite setting powder, like translucent setting powder, underneath the eye first, and then take this one to brighten it up. So that's just like a little bit of a pointer there. But honestly, these shades just blend so beautifully. They're not patchy or chalky or anything like that. I just think they're absolutely amazing. Like I said, that banana shade has set my under eye beautifully, like more beautiful than any other yellow banana shade I've ever tried. So I really just love this kit. This kit actually retails for, I think it's like 40 something US and 50 something Canadian. I do often get the question from you guys if, you know, should I buy the Anastasia one or should I buy this one? I do like this one better than the Anastasia one. The Anastasia one isn't quite as pigmented. It's not as pigmented, it's not buttery or creamy, and they do blend very nicely. They're just not as buttery, pigmented and creamy. So if you're the type where you don't like, you know, that very creamy, buttery shadow or powder, and you would rather something a little stiffer and drier, then the Anastasia powders are for you. But I think that this one personally for me beats that one out of the market. I really love this one. Also, something else to keep in mind is all of these shades are completely matte, so you're not getting any shimmer highlights, which I personally don't mind. Also, another thing to keep in mind is because it is so pigmented, you don't have to use nearly as much of it as you would another powder, so these will last you very long. So the price is worth it in my opinion. But that's pretty much it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave a link down below where you can purchase this palette from Sephora. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. And then in this part right here, I just took a dome brush and actually packed on more of the brown and then went ahead